And to shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Engineer Hassan Shabaan, the former chairperson of the Farmer Syndicate and our prominent political analyst. Good afternoon to you, Engineer Shabaan.
Good afternoon to you.
Sir, what is the strategic significance of the Future of Egypt project for Egypt's food security and the agricultural future?
Well, this is an overall look over Egypt, actually. This is a new strategy. We're trying to utilize all the resources to accomplish a program that will make Egypt a, self-sufficient of certain what we call strategic crops like wheat and so forth and corn and utilizing new technologies in irrigation, coming up with new sources of water, trying to control the amount of water that was used to be used in old-fashioned irrigation by using new modern technologies in drippings and sprinklers and so forth, and utilizing the good climate in Egypt and growing new crops suitable for the environment as well as the soil in Egypt. So this is really an overall look over the whole thing, from Western Desert, Eastern Desert, from Halab and Shalatin all the way to Alamein. So actually this is a new look, and we're trying to increase the output of the 1 million square kilometers that Egypt occupies in a very strategic location in Africa.
Yes. Engineer Shabaan, how does the project actually fit Egypt's broader national development vision and the sustainable development goals, which is of top priority to the Egyptian administration?
Well, if I may get your question again, if I didn't hear it very well, but I think this strategy doesn't really deal only with agriculture, but it actually utilizes the massive population in Egypt, meaning that we're going to have to redistribute the population in Egypt over the whole country, actually, and create new villages and have industries based on crops that we grow, actually. So actually this is a very huge project. It's not really just a regular project. We are renovating the whole agricultural system in Egypt, actually.
Yes. Engineer Shabaan, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stressed that the project is reflecting cooperation actually between the state's institution and the private sector. How important is this public-private sector partnership model for the success of the mega projects in Egypt?
You see, actually the private sector is the soul of any successful project, actually, because the state actually and the government really doesn't have a job more than just to control and manage the land and so forth. But it is the private sector who will actually grow crops, have industries next to the agriculture to use the crops as raw materials for this industry. You see, this marriage between the private sector as the soul of any successful project and the good management of the government is really could be a successful marriage.
Actually, the project is reportedly involving around 150 companies in agricultural production. What does this indicate about the scale of economic integration within this project, sir?
This means that the government, the state is utilizing the private sector represented in this 150 companies actually. And I hope these 150 companies will be 300 very soon. I mean, small companies, mid-sized companies, mega company, all sizes of companies should be utilized in this project because, it actually, could benefit from all the private sector who is dealing in this field actually.
Yes. The President also stated that the project will provide nearly 2 million sustainable job opportunities. What sectors are expected to benefit most from these jobs, Engineer Hassan?
The coming generation, actually, we're talking about, agriculture requires young people.
Yes.
Because, you're going to have new technologies and, we're going to have to train the young generation to be familiar with these new technologies, irrigation, and so forth. The new methods of growing crops, a lot of things that will require this huge number of young people. 2 million is not really a small number, considering that the 2 million are the heads of families. I mean, each family probably will consist of 3 or 4 persons. So you're talking about between 3 and 4 million of the population in Egypt to be utilized in this project.
Yes. Finally, Engineer Shabaan, with investment estimated at nearly 800 billion Egyptian pounds, how can the economic return of the new Delta project be measured on the long term?
Well, if this number is utilized properly, this will produce a good income that will improve our, economy. This is a huge number. But again, we require, to be wise and utilize this funds in the right direction. And the good thing about agriculture is it doesn't take long to have a return, actually.
Yes.
So we need to be wise and try to utilize these funds in the right direction, with the right crops, with the right industries, right infrastructures. We should be able to have a good return on the investment and, gain back the 800 billion pounds that we spent, actually. We need to get them back as part of the economy as well as the profits.
Indeed, Engineer Hassan Shabaan, former Vice Chairman of the Farmer Syndicate and our prominent political analyst. Thank you so much, sir, for your precious input. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And we'll go to a short break, and after that, we'll be back to continue our program Cairo Watch, so stay tuned. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli reviewed preparation for launching the second phase of the Presidential Decent Life Initiative, as the government seeks to accelerate the delivery of rural development projects while incorporating lessons learned from the first phase.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli reviewed preparations for launching the second phase of the Presidential Decent Life Initiative as the government seeks to accelerate the delivery of rural development projects while incorporating lessons learned from the first phase during a meeting with representatives of engineering consultancy. Dar el-Handasa, the project's consultant,